Well, hello guys, this is King of the Loser here. It's been, I don't know, really forever since I make a SWTOR video. And now it's time finally to make one. Actually, not just one, I'm gonna do a lot. First off, this is gonna be also a how to get rich video, but on a different ways. I'm gonna show you different ways how you can do it on crafting, how you can do on dailies, and stuffs like that. I'm gonna show all of it. First off, I'm gonna start with the dailies because this is gonna be the easiest one. So the dailies. First off, on the daily area, you need to do different kinds of dailies. There are of course. First off, section X, which is kind of an easy thing. It's basically takes like 30 minutes or so doing that, and when you done all of the dailies, if you're doing it all, I mean all the bonuses, all the extras, you get 70k money, which means that's a good thing, because if you're doing it not just one character, if you're doing it like 3 or 4 characters, or at least 2, that's 140k for a day, which is not bad, and also you receive comms and get some gear for yourself. So which means if you're doing it 7 days all day, you get 500k credits. If you're doing it all the bonuses, all the stuffs, you get almost 500,000 credits. And also if you're doing it not just one character, for example 3 characters, that's 1.3 million for a week. Think about it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad money. Okay, the second daily area what I want to talk about is Mekeb, since I really forgot that. I really hate that planet, to be perfectly honest, but let's be honest, it's not bad money for that. And it takes a lot of time to doing that, so that's also a bad thing. So let's talk about Mekeb. If you're doing it all, let's talk about first the stage weeklies. If you're doing it all the stage weekly areas, that gives you a lot of money. First of all, the stage weeklies, one bonus and 1 optional missions not give you money, but the others did. So if you're doing it all the stage weeklies, means you can do it once per week, that gives you like 130k credits each, and also some reputation and stuff like that if you wanted that. It takes a long time, I know, but 130k for just doing that, and also you get some achievements as well. That's not bad for money. On the stage weeklies, choose wisely, because of course the heroics give you more money, of course more XP and more reputation if you want that. And let's talk about the dailies right now. The dailies, if you're doing it all the dailies, including all the heroics and stuff like that, I know that's a long time as well, but it gives you almost 100k credits. It's technically 90k credits. If you're doing it all in 7 days per week, that gives you 630k credits on a week, which is not bad. And of course, if you include all the stage areas, that's give you over 750k credits for a week. And if you're doing that on 3 characters, that means almost 2.1 million credits. Wow, that's not bad, right? 2.1 million for a week. Not bad. So that's not a bad money for free, if you're doing it at 3 characters at least. That gives you 2 million credits for a week. All you need to do is doing it, which is a bad thing, I know, but you need to get patience and stuff like that. That's it. So let's talk about the Zerka Corporation. which is one of the easiest flashpoints. I mean, daily areas. Yeah, the weekly includes 2 flashpoints. I know that it's a little bit hard, but also this is one of the easiest one. It takes like 20 minutes or less. If you have a really good character, you can just smash all of it, all the NPCs and stuff like that there. It's a really easy, you can do it like 50 minutes. If you includes the dailies, weeklies, flashpoints, all the stuffs, you get easily 50k credits. That not includes the weekly. If you're doing it just the stuffs, the dailies, you get 35k credits per day. So that means if you're doing it at 7 days, that's almost 250k credits. If you're doing it at 3 characters, that's 750k credits. That's not bad, right? 750k for a week. Also not bad. And it also takes like 20 minutes or less. So that's not bad at all. Okay, next up, let's talk about Ilum. Ilum is one of the easiest one as well. Basically on Ilum, of course, you need to do the heroic, which is, you can basically solo it right now, because it's a really easy one if you have at least 69 gear, or now it's 172 rating, whatever. And basically, all you need to do is doing it, and you receive an easily 70k credits. And if you're doing it 7 days per week, that's 500k credits. And if you're doing it at 7 days a week, so that's 500k. I don't know what I'm talking about. So 500k credits, and if you're doing it at 3 characters at 7 days, and it takes like 25 minutes or so, that gives you 1.5 million credits. That's not bad at all, right? 1.5 million credits for just doing it Ilum. That's not bad at all. Okay, next up, let's talk about Belsavis. This is the longest daily area, I think, you ever had. You need to travel long. You need to do at least 45 minutes to do this whole daily area, the simple Belsavis one. It's definitely worth it, I think, because if you're doing it, you receive 90k credits, so that's not bad. If you're doing it 7 days per week, that's 630k credits, which is not bad. And if you're doing it at 3 characters, 7 days per week, if you have the time and stuff like that, and you want to be rich, that gives you 2 million credits per week, which is awesome. And last but not least in the daily area, let's talk about the black hole daily area. The black hole daily area is a pretty simple one. You basically can do it like 25 minutes or so. You get some classic commendations which you can use it for, I don't know, companions and stuff like that. The money we're receiving is basically 50k, almost, 55k at least per day. If you're doing it that's 7 days per week, that's almost 400k on average. And if you're doing it at 7 days per week on 3 characters, that's 1.2 million credits, which is also not a bad thing for 25 minutes. Last but not least, I talked about Archon before. It's the same goes for Archon as well. I got the quests already. As you can see, if you're doing this all dailies, of course you need to do the heroic to get the really good money. If you're doing that 7 days, if you're doing it 1 character 7 days per week, that's almost 450k, even more. If you're doing it 7 days per week only in 1 character, if you're doing it at 7 days, that gives you like, I don't know, depends how much junk you get, you can get easily 1.5 million credits, which is also not that bad. And last but not least, let's talk about something new what I really don't talk about. There's two things also you can do to receive some money. First of all is the GCI. Basically the GCI, you need to do this to the microbinoculars and the seeker droids, you need to do that. It's pretty simple though. There's 4 places you can go: Hoth, Alderaan, Tatooine and Macab. Basically, I'm doing Tatooine and Macab mostly because those 2 are the easiest one. On Hoth and Alderaan, you need to travel a lot. You're wasting a lot of time, and that's why I'm doing just that too for the weekly. And if I have the time and effort, and I'm not lazy that much, I'm doing Alderaan and Hoth as well for more money. But let's talk about money-wise. So, on the Hoth, the daily areas, I mean, if you're doing it all, the GCI stuff, it gives you 50k credits. If you're doing it on Tatooine, that's also give you 50k credits. If you're doing it on Alderaan, if you're doing it on Alderaan, that gives you average 40k credits. And if you're doing it on Macab, that gives you 50k credits. So that means, let's count a little bit. If you're doing it on my theory, so that means if you're doing Macab and Tatooine, 50k. If you're doing Macab 7 days, also if you want reputation, you can do it for that as well. But if you're doing it only, for example, Macab, 7 days per week, you will receive, that gives you 350k credits per week. If you're doing it at least 3 characters, that gives you 1 million credits per week. On Hoth, it's the same note, 350k per week if you're doing it on 1 character, 7 days per week, and 1 million on 3 characters. Same goes to Tatooine, all totally the same. And on Alderaan, that's why I didn't doing Alderaan too much, because it only gives 280k per week, and if you're doing it on 3 characters, it gives you 90k, so it's much lesser. It's not worth it, and it's a lot of time and effort to do it. But if you're doing it on my way, so Macab and Tatooine, because that's the only 2 things, this gives you 700k credits per week, and 2 million credits per week if you're doing it at least 3 characters, and a lot of reputation as well. But if you're doing it at least, I mean, if you're doing it all of the GCIs on Hoth and Alderaan as well, all day, 7 days, if you have the time and effort, that gives you 1.4 million per week. And if you're doing it on 3 characters at least, which is probably insane if you're doing it, but it gives you a lot of money. I've done it only once, but it's worth it actually. It gives you 4 million credits per week if you're doing it at least 3 characters, which is not bad at all. It's totally worth it. So if you're doing this all day, I mean all of the stuffs, all of the dailies, all everything, it gives you at least 4.6 million credits per week on 1 character. But if you're doing it at least 3 characters, which is gonna be really insane, but if you want to be rich and there is no way you can do it, if you're doing it on 3 characters, all of these daily areas, all of this stuff, it gives you 60 million plus credits, which is a lot, hilarious when you can buy a hypercrate on that, you can buy a throne on that, and a lot of more stuffs. Well, that was it for me. That was the daily how to get rich stuff. You definitely can get rich for that, but just you need to get some time and effort to doing that. That's all you need to do, and patience, of course, a lot of patience. But if you're doing put some music on, maybe talk on Skype or talk your girlfriend, or I don't know why you're doing that. It's definitely worth it, as you can see. On next stop, I'm gonna talk about the crafting on the next video. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, feel free to like it, share, favorite it, do the fun stuff, or subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.